It's no secret that fresh film prices are out of control, and the expired film market is pretty much dried up from all the good stock. And if I had to tell you how I feel about all of this, I'm actually okay with fresh film being a little expensive. Why don't we let the people that carried film through the dark ages have their pension and retire in peace? But you know what I can't stand? Are the people that are selling film that is old enough to run for president at new film prices. So what am I to do when fresh film is too expensive to enjoy and expired film is too dodgy to consider? I say double down and buy more expensive and even more degraded film. Let's bust into this Heyday point and shoot live on camera and see what it's got inside. And I'm also not too keen on walking around with this. I've been visiting my local thrift store, and I've also already shucked a Fujifilm point and shoot. Holy cow, this one's got all kinds of sodium leakage. I have to be a little more careful with these ones. Hopefully it doesn't kill me, you know, releasing whatever virus has been in here for 20 years. Here's the next 5 minutes of my life. Okay. Whoa, okay. Check this out. This is crazy. Maybe it was just the times, but that has a massive massive capacitor in there in this lens system. This could have been a high-end point and shoot. I guess let's keep pulling apart then. Ow! I did get shocked. Which one do we want to shoot first? I vote the Heyday. That one sounds the most interesting. The interesting part of this video begins with my father and I playing a dangerous game of road trip roulette. A fun game where you get obscenely cheap food and pray that during the 6-hour trip it doesn't come back out one way or another.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna put this water over here.
I'm gonna put the Dr. Pepper right here.
I'm gonna drink a big thing of water. Straw? There you are.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Have a good night.
Oh, look, burgers.
All right, let's get on the road.
French fries.
Hey, I found this thing laying around. What should I do with it? Hey, put it in your nose. All right, excellent.
After 6 hours of making what some people might call jokes, we arrived at the world-famous Super 8 in Salmon, Idaho. I got to loading up the Nikon with our mystery Heyday film canister. Just in case we got robbed in the middle of the night, at least the thieves would be able to take some dope pictures on some spectacular film. The film looks pretty good so far, and this one probably made Lightroom's AI question its existence. Not because it's good, but because it probably never needed to exist. Now, you might be wondering, what would motivate two blokes to drive so far so late into the night? It's simple, really. We were headed to a ski area called Lost Trail Powder Mountain, where they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there was 21 inches of snow scheduled for delivery that weekend.
You think it'll be a good day?
It'll be good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it'll be a good day.
I think so too.
It's hard to put into words the feeling of skiing on a fresh powder day, even if it looks like we're being outpaced by the lunch line at the retirement home. And while I wish I could have taken more photos on film up here, there just wasn't enough good light to make it worth shooting film. On top of all that, in order to take photos, it would require me to stop enjoying nature's cocaine. So instead, I took some digital photos, which will be distinguished with a black border. But at least the digital photos have more flexibility to make it look how I want it. Just to explain why it sounds like I'm losing my marbles on this pretty average ski day, the 2025-2026 ski season in Utah was absolute butt, snowing about as much as it does in Cancun. So when we drove 6 hours to hit a hill with this much snow, it was an overwhelming rush of dopamine.
It's so soft.
And just like that, our play day was over. I don't know, maybe I need to be better at documenting these things, but you only saw about 5% of the skiing that we did that day. I'm not particularly interested in recording an entire ski day, but I'm wise enough to know that at least one of you would be interested in watching a grown man grunt his way down a hill. And you know what? If that's you, might I interest you in this movie? I'm sure you'll find that way more interesting. So let's get back to the role at hand. Heyday 400. Turns out it's actually a C41 process, so you don't have to worry about being dumped by your lab when you go to turn in your roll. I probably should have mentioned that towards the beginning of the video, but you're a real one for sticking around for the real meat and potatoes, or bangers and hash, as the F-Market crew calls it. Luckily though, I had the opportunity to take a couple of minutes to blast off some photos in a small town called Leader, or is it Leador? I don't know. Regardless, it's just a small town with some history. History that I don't care to learn about because I'm just a photographic conquistador, scurrying around the globe to be the first to document any small town that's been killed by the interstate highway. Oh, now the sun went away. I'll just take 2 more shots. That's it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll your window up though. Check.
Yeah, roll the window up. That's a good tailwind. Fine, I'll look something up about this small town. Leador was established in 1910 as a railroad town that connected local lead, silver, and gold mines to the major routes. I guess the name would be pronounced lead ore on account of those being the main materials transported through this town. So I was wrong twice. That's probably the last time I look something up. It makes me look stupid.
That was chilly, man.
Dude, it's like 27 degrees outside.
And with the wind chill of like 50 miles an hour.
I was surprised that it wasn't like, you know, when we were skiing that.
There's another post office back there.
Do you want me to whip around?
Oh, there's so much cool stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe whip around.
Down that church?
Yeah, like what? It looked tiny from the distance, but
It looks a little bigger, like a 2-building. Man, that girl sells everything around here.
the sun's out. Okay, it'll be like these last 2 things. Then we
You're good. not getting the church? Or you already did?
Yeah, I just got that.
That's kind of cool how it has like another little building. Is that like where the priest used to live?
Anyway, the sun was clocking out for the day and we still had a 6-hour drive to get home, so I didn't spend too much time looking for photographic opportunities in good old Lead-Or. But let me know if you think I should explore more of these old, semi-abandoned towns in the future. As for the film, I think it's decent. It's far from ideal, but at the end of the day, aren't we all aiming for that distinctive film look? I wouldn't pay $13 for the experience again, but if it were my only chance at getting a point and shoot, maybe it would be worth the hassle. I don't know. You can easily look at the photos and make your own decision. We are going down to Salt Lake. We're gonna say hey to Jake. Probably say something more like "What's up?" I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Dan, who got me this sushi roll canister holder. So this video's been kind of weird. I started out with a beard, shaved it, and now my beard's starting to grow back. But I've had some time off camera to think about my thoughts on shooting expired film and kind of the consequences that come along with it. First off, you have no idea what it's going to end up like, and even if you have held on to it, who knows if it got moisture in it, who knows if it got too hot at some point. You just never know. On the flip side though, it is film, and you want to shoot it on something that's meaningful, something that is a rare occurrence perhaps. But the problem is, it's not low stakes enough, because you still have to pay to get it developed and stuff, but it's not consistent enough that you'd want to use it on something that means a lot, like a wedding. So you end up in this kind of valley of where expired film is useful, and it's really just for fun. I've had moments of wanting to shoot solely expired film and solely fresh film here and there, but it's always come back to, I don't know if I want to risk it all on this expired roll of unlabeled Kodak 800. So it ends up being shot on a weekend where I don't really care, and most of the photos aren't going to end up being looked at by me. I might try to explain that again on the way home in a more concise manner, but if that's all I've got, then that's all I've got. Let's go. All right, we're 5 or 6, not 6 or 7 shots into Salt Lake. I think we're gonna go to the Thomas S. Monson Center, and then we're gonna go to the Capitol. Not as glorious as it once was, it seems. Time to disrupt the flow of traffic for a lone pedestrian. Do I dare? Ha! You made the jump! Good job. What in the college town is this? Never in my wildest ideas today did I think I'd be up in the avenues. And never would I have guessed that it would be so boring. This is a mansion, I guess, though. It looks like a mansion. It's massive. This is probably their garage. I think there's a park up here. That's why I'm sweating my brains out walking from 200 South. Lo and behold, there's a park. Let's see what we can get. Oh, look, a corgi. All right, well, we reached the end of the roll, which means we go back to Jake's now. And because we still have time, I can throw it in with my other order. All right, well, there's our first roll of Kodak 800. This was the roll that came out of the camera that had severe battery leak, acid leak from the battery. That's that, so let's get on over to Film Cult. Because I wasn't hungry for an asphalt sandwich with my Zeiss around my neck, I wore through probably half of my shoe trying to stop myself from full-on hill bombing the road. At least now I'll have an excuse when none of my photos are perfectly level. Anyway, this would be a good moment to talk about how disappointing this roll was. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what I was expecting, but I guess I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up for anything different. At least then, maybe I'd love what I've got here. Regardless of perspective, that doesn't change how thrashed this roll was from the get-go. Jake at Film Cult is pretty much doing a LeBron James with the 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers with all the carrying he's doing with these scans. I just can't shake the feeling that I'm forgetting something though. Like there was a third part to this video or something. Did everyone else kind of forget about that roll of Fujifilm that I showed at the beginning of the video? I forgot about it too. Let's take a look at those. And just like LeBron, not even Jake could save this film from being absolute bodaggett. Seeing how degraded this film is kind of makes me regret the electricity I spent on refrigerating it and making sure it was kept cool. It's kind of like creating a college fund for your kid, but then they go and start a drop shipping business instead. So after these 3 disposable point-and-shoot rolls of film, I think this is where I draw the line. I'm tired of putting my heart out there for disposable film only to have it beaten and thrown out the front door. You know what? I may just start taking up listening to dad rock. And if dad rock is broccoli, I might just end up liking it. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, do all the things that interact with this video, and let me know. Because I'll be sure to do that. It's the same thing in the future if you guys like this video. Otherwise, I might mess around with Ilford Delta 3200. Maybe I'll push it 10 stops to see if I can see into time and space. I don't know. It's just a theory though, so let me know what you want to see. Bye.